Connie here from the Dollars, and welcome to the top 4 of Shim-Line Saturdays. So we've ran through all of the competitors into last week. So this week we have got Nature's Tempest versus the Bold Boimler, and then next week we will have High Speed Dodge versus the Wolf Assassin. So that is your top 4 from all the votes coming through, and we're going to go into the top 4. So for the top 4, the way I'm going to grade these is now going to be the strictest as physically possible. We're going to be looking at centering, we're going to be looking at art interruption, we're going to be looking at how bold it is or how unbold it is in certain angles. We're going to look at how horrendous, or in some people's cases great, the shim is to the overall card, and we're going to grade it on that merit as such. So let us start with Nature's Tempest. So right off the bat, I don't think anyone is going to get anywhere higher than a 3, if I'm being honest. I think we're going to be grading these so harshly that I think honestly they're all cooked. Like, I think every one of these is going to get like a bad grading, to be honest. So straight off the bat, the centering on this one, it is off. Like, it's kind of harsh. It's kind of hard to like really defend it, but it's not near the centre. It's not across the way. It's in a cool spot though, I will say. It's in a cool spot because obviously it's in that point just between the head, the arm and the staff. So on an art front, I'm going to help it out a tiny bit. We're going to bump it up a little bit because I actually think, in a way, it's in just the right spot to not be completely bagged on. Like, because it's a really nice card. It has got some of the best foiling out, but when you see how harsh that is, oh, that's a doozy. Obviously, if we go in on the closeness of it, I think there's like a leaf I remember pointing out last time that was getting cut up, and I just had a laugh with it as such. But as I say, on the art front, it is a really, really cool art card. Like, it's really up there. I really like this card as well. I need to find decks for this to go into, but is there a point where you can hide the shim sort of there, but sort of I can just see it the moment you turn? I think this is hella hard to guess what I'm going to grade this one. I honestly, right, I think it's so bold that like it's the shim of shims, you know. The centering sucks. I think the only thing that saves it is the fact that it doesn't interrupt the art. I'm going to hit this with a 2. 2 shims out of 5. As I say, these are all going to get hit with some heavy grades. I don't actually know if there's one that could even escape into a 3. This might just be a full round of 2s, and you've just got to really pick what you prefer to see. As I say, at this point now in the stage, we're looking at things like who wants to vote for the worst looking shim in their case, and who's also voting for the best looking shim as well. This one's up there though. I can see why this has been winning week in, week out, because it's really nice. I think the foiling does actually help it because it's really, really up there on the foiling. But yeah, 2 is about the best I can give. Now we're going to move on to what I've still been touting as probably the winner of this one, to be honest. I'm still being biased. It's my show, shut up. But like, this card here, the Bold Boimler, given into us by a fan of the show for this exact reason. So here's what this gets weird. I'm about to grade this with all my considerations, and I actually think it's going to get hit so much worse. So on the centering, I think it's almost perfect. We've almost got to a point of bringing out a measuring tape, you know, a big meter stick, and just measuring it, but we've not had to just yet. Also, I can't find the meter stick. So it's probably perfect on the centering. It probably is the closest we're ever going to get to a truly perfect centered one. On the art front, it's a weird one, right? Because the art splits perfectly down the face, as we have in the show. He has this kind of like, he splits into like 2 and shit like that. And like, it kind of makes the art kind of work as well, because it's like the split of the bad and the good Boimler. But at the same time as well, do we have to harshly mark it down for the fact that it just cuts right through the fucker's face? Oh, probably. Oh man, I don't know. I'm trying to find ways to like defend this card, to be honest, but actually I'm going to be harsh. I don't actually think the foiling on this one is as good as Nature's Tempest, to be honest. I think Nature's Tempest and the Critical Role foiling, for whatever reason, has some dark magic about it and just is probably up there as the best foiling so far in the game. So the foiling on this is still nice, but I think the fact it goes down the centre, I am going to, for the once time, say that I think this does interrupt the art. If you don't know the story, for instance, and you haven't seen the show, 100% it just interrupts the art because it's right in the guy's face, you know? Like, what if this was the nicest person you've ever met and they've just went slash down the middle, brutality mode? Yeah, it could be quite rough. Has he got a hidden shim? Kinda at some angles, but I feel as if the moment you turn it, you catch these ones. These ones are starting to hit into the bold of the Boimlers and of the shims. Ah, man. I don't know what to give this. I feel like I'm about to be harsh, but I think this one has a lot of lore that saves it in some conditions, but on the factor of how harsh is the shim, I'm giving it to Nature's Tempest this week, guys. I think Bo Boimler has actually hit a wall here. I think he's been very easily winning weeks, but I think unless the lore card pushes him through, this is a tough week for him. So I am going to have to give him a 1, to be honest. So if we put both together just to show them off, let's see if I can line this up better. There we go. So there we go, everybody. The top 4 have begun. We have Nature's Tempest versus Bo Boimler in week 1, and then obviously week 2 we're going to have the Wolf Assassin and High Speed Dodge. But in the comments below for this video, I need you to comment which one of these 2 cards is going to the finals, which one is making it to the Super Bowl. And then, as I say, comment down below. Comment when I post these online. So on the Facebook groups, there's about 3 of them now. Get your comments put in there, which one you like. Again, more votes, all count. You could even spam it twice. I'll still probably count it. So get your votes in all of the places it's posted into the YouTube video. On Sunday, the short version will go live as well on YouTube and on TikTok. Get them fired in the comments as well. And we will see. I'll probably also announce who wins that week as we go into the following week for High Speed Dodge and that. But for now, this is the 2 cards. Who's going to the finals? And I'll see you all next week. Bye, everyone.